Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. New tees for Season 3 are out now. Golden Tee Live and Golden Tee PGA Tour games that are updated to 2022. Make sure the game you are playing on is on patch version 9, because by the time you're seeing this video, early Monday morning or late Monday morning, early afternoon around lunchtime, new tees will be out there, and many of you will be out enjoying them as you watch this video. So I appreciate you guys joining me on what is going to be a beautiful Monday of Golden Tee, a beautiful week of Golden Tee. A lot coming up, so new tees for Hollywood Hills, new tees for Petra, new tees for Nihon Yoru, new tees for Easter Island. On top of new tees, you also have new pin spots, new pin placements. Some tees, as I've said in previous preview videos, may look similar to the existing Season 2 tees, but don't get used to it. There's only a few and far between of those. We are not far from the launch of Norderling, which is still happening on November 14th for Golden Tee Live and PGA Tour games. So not only do you get a new set of tees for the 4 main Golden Tee 2022 courses, you also get a new course less than a month after new tees. If you are a fan of the older courses, specifically the ones from Golden Tee 2018 all the way up to now, those courses and invites, daily contests, other modes of play also have new tees. And when I say new tees, just to clarify, what we used to call new tees back in the day before there was multiple seasons of new tees. So the tees that you used to play on those courses before this year, you got to play the original ones the first couple of months of Golden Tee 2022, and now that we are in Season 3, we're officially on the new set of tees, so you'll get a refreshed experience on those courses as well. And if you've never experienced some of those older courses like Mayfield, Lake Powell from the last couple of years, great courses, handful of others, go to GoldenTee.com, go to Golden Tee social media, go to Golden Tee fan Facebook group, try to find some new friends, new people to play Golden Tee with, and get in invites and experience those courses. Alright, come on now. If you missed my preview from the other day, we actually had a beautiful, beautiful tee box that was completely different from the existing one, and it actually involved hitting a high 6-iron with super spin. It was actually a great shot, almost went in. I tapped myself in the back because I don't have a lot of shots that go in lately on video or on stream. But another hole that's very fun, hole 6, par 4, still a par 4, but this tee box is up closer to the green. It is up closer to these trees, which means in a great scenario, a pretty much perfect shot. If you don't hit the trees like I did, you could get on the green or at least get in chipping distance. So for the sharpshooters out there of Golden Tee, man, I really should have pulled that back. That was an awful shot, but thankfully I have a release on it. For the sharpshooters out there, or the players that are trying to get much better, getting up close, 40, 50, 60 yards away from the green and trying to chip for eagle, don't fret if you miss that. It is not that big of a deal. Now we get to hole 7, the par 3. Another one of these that has, clicking buttons. I shouldn't be clicking buttons. This one becomes a much shorter par 3. Now you have a down green slope. I'm going to take a little bit of a risk here. You guys probably should use bite if you're not feeling too froggy. I wanted to use that 5-mile-an-hour wind, that down 5 green slope, to get to some of that, try to get that hole in one. Oh, Jim Zielinski, if we weren't coworkers and I didn't respect you, I'd have a lot of more fun things to say because, wow, this is an amazingly terrible, beautiful creative new tee box. So gone are the tee boxes from over here where you thought the two-tiered green was a problem. Well, guess what? Now you're shooting around trees with the 2 tiers. Thankfully, I'm actually off today. So I returned from the future to record this video for you guys, and I'm going to make sure that all of my social media is turned off because I feel like I'm going to get a lot of complaints from some friends here. I'm going to try to funnel a 10.5 degree driver through those blowing tree branches. It's probably not going to go well, but what do I have to lose? Oh, look at that. That was beautiful. Watch this fall in the cup. Not in the cup, but close enough. So the likelihood of you doing that, and I'm saying this as somebody who is not that great of a player, is probably low. You may have to go a little a 1.5 action there up the green slope. Good luck with that. GoldenTee.com, click the contact link. You can send your complaints there. But that's a fun one, truly. And then you get to hole 9. Par 5 that is now a drivable par 4. And honestly, I'm feeling it right now. Hole in 1. And by hole in 1, I mean I'm going to putt in for eagle, which is much better than putting in for birdie. But the great thing about this is that, again, this is the second time that I'm seeing these new tees. The first time being the preview videos that you guys watched before. And this is another fun one. So you actually get pushed back farther on this tee box than you were before. So you're going to have to get a little cute with this. You got to avoid that tree right there, but also hit a high enough tee shot that you don't roll back into that water. High 10.5 degree driver, high 3 wood's probably going to be the club of choice there. Can this go in? No. But at least it's damn close. So, but my point being, as I started to talk about this and I got to hole 10, is that these tees are going to be all over the place. So that means the par that you see on this setup of Hollywood may not be the same as the par setup you see another time. Now, this one is a par 5 that is now a drivable par 4, and I love and hate this at the same time. We hit a good shot in our preview video before because we had a wind blowing in our back. Now we're farther away at 386 and wind in the face. It is also offset. I'm going to try channeling my inner Joe Massara that never happens. With all due respect to him, he's just that much better of a player than me. And I'm going to hit a full shot and see if I can at least get on the green and have a couple of long-distance putt records being broken. Probably going to miss this in advance. Yeah, didn't pay attention to the fact that it was over 100, so that thing launched at the... I should have pulled that back. That was terrible. And if I pulled it back, I don't remember. That was terrible too. But that is one of those where it's technically sort of drivable now. But man, that is a tough look. Now this one, 218, not terribly different from what you guys saw before, but pin tucked in that top corner. I'm going to try to play it sort of smart and let the wind blow it a little bit to the right. I don't mind if I have a 30-foot putt for birdie. I want to just stay away from the crap on the left side. And by crap, I mean the rough, the sand down there, and I just want to avoid it all. So if I'd rather have a birdie putt that I miss than make par, than try to chip out of sand, you hit a bad chip shot, and then oof, it's just awful from there. Now, this hole 13, another par 5 that is a sort of-ish drivable par 4. And I say sort of-ish like this because it's not really drivable. Previous setup we had during our preview, we were up closer. We had a bigger wind. It wasn't in our face. But at 391, that's not happening. So what we're going to do here is we're going to just hit a nice little 6-wood. Soft-ish. And it's going to go in the water. So that's good. So that's the problem with Hollywood and some of the par 4s that are now drivable, or excuse me, par 5s that are now sort of-ish drivable par 4s. If you try to get too cute or get too aggressive, you're going to end up with par, which is really where you're going to see some separation between the great players and, the lesser players. Forgot to turn hole and win off because I don't care. That's all right. Hole 14. This is another one where now the green slope is straight down and you've got a wind in your face. So you're worried about not only that down green slope, but also hitting it hard enough, he says, as he literally almost doesn't hit it hard enough. That's just, you guys know by now, that's just how I roll. But still putting in for birdie, which is the important piece of that puzzle. All right, hole 15. Now this one seems to get a little bit easier. Again, I don't want to use the 6 wood, so I'm just going to soft a 5 wood. Hopefully I hit that hard enough. Yeah, that'll be good. I'll at least get in the green and putt in. This is where a wind to the left on a hole like this was already tough as it is, but now it's going to be a little bit tougher because you're closer to the green, at least in my opinion. Then you get to hole 16. And, yeah, thankfully the pin is on the bottom tier. A lot of people, I was told, use bite because they don't want to roll up into the rough. But you're so far back at 626, I don't know if you really have an option but to hit roll. Not that it's going to matter because that was a terrible shot. So good luck with that one. My advice means nothing. I'm just going to hole it out from the fairway here. Definitely hit that softer than I wanted to, but it's very clearly going to work. How? I don't know. This is why I'm not that good. Couldn't have given me shot points, though, because that was too much. Why give the guy shot points on an almost eagle attempt? And then you get to hole 17, which is everyone's favorite Hollywood Hills hole. Again, this one I actually like a little bit better because we have a pin and it's only 75 yards, or 74 in this case. I believe we were a little bit farther away last time, but not by much. I have super spin G wedge. Probably going to take that out for this course. I am just going to go ahead and just hit a soft shot. I really just want to get on that green and let the green slope do the rest. Even though you don't really need to, I'm going to C-putt it because it is still down 10, just to be careful. Last thing you want to do is miss that putt, hit that tier, hit the water, and then my inbox gets filled with a lot of expletives from you guys. Hole 18. This one was always a tough one for me. I think I have one hole in one, maybe 5 eagles, and the rest are much, much worse. This is a pretty creative tee box because with this wind, it's not bad. You've got plenty of green on the right-hand side to work with. But the aggressive player in me really wants to hit it left and try to ace it. Not that it matters because I just missed the trackball completely. I think somebody once showed me you can putt this. Oh, yep. It's probably from a different area. That's all right. Oh, come on. Oh, yep. All right, last chance before we penalty stroke. Nope, that's it. Oh, come on. You're going to embarrass me again? Oh, you know why? It's because we're in test. And I don't think you technically can stroke out and test. Oh, perfect. Well, that's that wasn't too good. 10. Frankly, it's been a long time since I've had a 10 on a hole, much less on an 18 hole. So, got that going for me. But let's take a look at Petra. Let's load this up here. We're going to give you a cycle of new tees. Well, I say a cycle of new tees, and it really depends on if Petra is bad as whatever the hell that was on Hollywood. All right, fun one. Drivable, but not drivable. We're going to go ahead and just hit a massive C3. Didn't hit it as much as I wanted it to, or as much as I wanted to. Oh, I would give this one probably a 50% chance of eagle. Depending on, you know, if that pin or that tee box is closer, obviously that goes up significantly. If you could just high tee straight it. Hole 2, this one, you guys got a little tease of this in our previous video. This one, you're now going from a higher elevation down to this big, massive green. Still putting in for eagle, though. Look at that, longest putt ever recorded on that hole in the history of the world. I love this new setup because it's shorter, which means I can take my irons and put roll on them even though I don't need it because they're super spin. If the cup gets in the way, great. If not, well, then I'm putting off of the fringe. All right, now this tee box, a little bit farther left, you take out the equation of trying to hit it between the rocks, but now the only real option you have here is to high tee it in this little area, which will still give you a pretty good shot at the green. You might want to hit a little bit shorter than I did, but it's not going to give you a straight look at it. It's not terrible because I can get that 8 wood there, but at least we're still putting in for eagle. All right, this one, hole 5, always a fun one. I think I hit a low tee 9.5, and I hit it very, very softly. We're going to hit a low 9.5 again, and we're going to hit it even softer. To be honest, this is probably going in. In what? I don't exactly know. Can we put this? Here, I'll be the one to find out for you. Wow. Okay, cool. So, don't putt with roll off of the rough because it rolls literally over the cup. Good times. All right, hole 6. A little bit different than what we saw last time. Now, this is where Jim Z likes to throw in all the tricks he's got in his sleeves because guess what? These greens have tiny little areas. Well, that's where Jim Z is going to put the pin. And that's exactly why I hit a high tee bite because my 9-iron has super spin. The high tee will help get me a little bit more distance, but also not completely remove or minimize the bite, but helps eliminate some of that so I wasn't too concerned about coming off of the green there. All right, this one, hole 7, not too different than before. Just want to make sure that you get within lineup distance of this, which I apparently cannot seem to do for the life of me. Now, of course, this has tees that are at other spots, so you're going to have a little bit of a distance, but with some nice backspin, that might actually just go in. Come on. It's been a long time since I had one of those, like, A1 C3 shots that goes in off the spin. I miss those. All right, now this is kind of a little bit in between of the original tees, what we saw the other day. This one's not bad because you literally don't have too much to high tee. You don't even have to really high tee over. I'm going to do it just to be safe. I know, boo me, I'm playing it safe. Watch this go in the cup, though. This go in? Damn it. I'll tell you what, so far, new tees have been, I can tell there's still going to be some times where the rocks are going to get in the way, but much, much better than hitting over some rocks now. This one, slight elevation change from the other tee box. This is why I'm hitting a high T5 hybrid, because I know if I hit the wood that I would want to put backspin, and then I'm going to probably put myself in the sand, and then you're going to hear me whine. It's just not fun. $13 after 9, not exactly what we're looking for, but that's all right. A couple of mistakes here and there. Now this is the one where I made a mistake before. I tried going to the right-hand side. You can still get there. It's just not as fun And by I say fun, I mean it's much easier to just hit a high 6-iron, high 5-iron. I didn't use a high tee because I'm cheap. But then you still have basically the same distance you did before. Just make sure you actually hit the ball, unlike somebody who's in this lounge playing right now, whose name won't be mentioned. Still got the eagle, though, which, again, important piece here of the puzzle. Now, this one, hole 11, this is fun because this becomes sort of drivable, but not really. But it feels like Jim Z's teasing that it's going to be drivable in Season 4 next year. Who knows? But we're going to just hit a big old C3. I see it. That's how you make it. If you get it up there, you got a good chance because of that downslope to rolling on the green, at least for eagle. That is classic, smart Jim Zielinski. And that's the stuff I really, truly appreciate him for. So again, not drivable right there, but with the setup, potentially. Now, speaking of drivable, this tee box doesn't move much, but it moves just enough to throw things off for you. Because now I'm going to have to hit a high tee. Now the wind's blowing to the left, so it's okay. But in certain instances, if you do not have the assistance of the wind, you're going to have some trouble. All right. That's all right, though. My putting is terrible, so it doesn't affect the way you play new tees. Now, this one, I don't know if you guys saw in the preview video, this is one hell of a shot. It is a par 5 that is now drivable par 4. But guess what? Bunch of rock walls in your face, so you're going to have to navigate and get good at high-teeing it and going around those rocks. Be prepared for a somewhat long putt. Not too much in this instance, but if I had the choice of hitting a high A1 with a high 3 wood with an A1 and had a long putt for eagle, I'm taking it. That hole when it was a par 5 was a harder, not super tough, but harder par 5 to get eagle on. So I think this is going to be much, much nicer. I see some more shots of the week in the future for this hole here on Petra. Woo-hoo-hoo! Look at that. All right, now this one's not too bad. This is not too far off of where the original tee box was. I had one before that you basically were like, what was it? It had to be 5-something because I was hitting over here to hit like a driver in. I'm going to try something out, though. People always talk about this. I'm going to see if I can make it happen. Probably too far left, but what I want to do is I want to get it down into that sand pit. Oh, you bastard. I don't want it there. I want it down so I'm hitting my shot up because, as obviously a lot of you know, trying to hit a shot here. Oh, don't worry. Now I put myself in the sand pit. I tried getting cute with the driver that I never, ever, ever hit with, and very clearly deserved all of that there. All right, this tee box actually looks a little bit more familiar than the previous one. The one I had the other day was a much Shades of Carolina. Thanks, Kyle Heasley. That was much, much more difficult than the other tee box I had. The other tee box actually put it closer into the path where you didn't have to do that as much. Still, you can get a high 5, high 3 wood there. You might have to chip. That was bad. Let's hope for a good box here, a good tee. Nope. Okay, so if you missed the preview, kind of glad you did. This is going to be really tough. I will tell you, do not try to shoot here. It's not exactly a shoot. Let's see if I can actually, I don't know if this will work. Kind of works. Kind of. There's like a gap there, so you don't really have like a Grand Canyon 17 chance I tried it. It didn't work. I might have to write my local congressman named Jim Zielinski and see if I can get that changed. Yeah, good luck. I will have a folder in my email with a specific filter that says anything Petra in the hole 17 is just going to get filtered right to that because that's probably one of the tougher holes. All right, this one, not much of a difference here. It actually works out better, I think, for me. I'm going to high tee a 10.5. You really just want to get out here. You don't want to fall down. You don't want to fall down, just to remind my golf ball. You don't want to roll down. Okay, great, thanks. Okay, now notice I'm technically on cliff. It's going to play like normal, but just be careful of that, which is why I'm going to go down to a 5-wood, and it's going to be okay. And by okay, I mean it's going to be okay. Look at that. Beautiful. Still a tough putt. Left 10. What is that going to be? 60? Look at that, 51 feet. That was a terrible putt. Should have thought about it more. All right. I know I said cycle, but you're only getting 2 courses. We're going to be streaming all week long with the rest of new tees. GoldenTee.com, Golden Tee on social media, GoldenTee.com/locations to find a Golden Tee Live or PGA Tour game that is updated to 2022 near you. Play on those new tees. Send in your shots of the week, and we'll see you guys again soon.